It's been said that the more you learn, the more you earn. Your financial capacity would always rise or fall to the level of your mental acuity. You can never attract into your life more than what you have invested in your mind. The wealth of our land is not beneath our feet. It is not in mineral resources. It is between our ears, right? It's in what goes on in the mind. Hi, this is Akintola Samuel, and you're welcome to the Book of the Week, right? Every Tuesday, I review a book that I've read that has impacted me one way or the other, right? And I share some of these things with you. So every week, some of these books, right, maybe I would come back to review them again. And the purpose is this, so as to inspire you to probably get some of these books, right, or learn some of the things that I've also learned from this book. You see, it's been said that the more you learn, the more you earn. Trust me, it is true. Your financial capacity would always rise or fall to the level of your mental acuity. You see, you can never attract into your life more than what you have invested in your mind. The wealth of our land is not beneath our feet. It is not in mineral resources. It is between our ears, right? Is in what goes on in the mind. There are nations where they have no mineral resources, where they have no oil, no gold and stuffs like that. But you see, these nations are powerful nations. And one of the things you'll notice in these nations, right, is that they prioritize education. And education is not something that just happens between, within the four walls of an institution. It is something that must be ongoing. And today I'm going to be talking about a book I love so much, right? And I believe this book is very essential. If you can get it, right? I got mine from Amazon, right? Most of my books lately, I get most of my books from Amazon, because some of these books don't get them to, you don't get to buy them in Nigeria. It's very difficult getting them. So most times when these books come out, I just go to Amazon, just put the books in my cart, right? And when, I've put like a couple of books into the cart, I just, ship them down to Nigeria. And I use Splendid packaging, right? That's not a paid advert, but it's been amazing working with Splendid packaging. Probably I'm going to put their details in, the comment section below, right? So in case you also want to buy books, right, from Amazon, you can use Splendid packaging. So I send it to them in the US and they send it to me in Nigeria, because I've tried, getting books directly from Amazon to Nigeria. And I remember there was a particular time the book took so long that I'd even forgotten I bought a book. I remember there was a particular book, I think it was Sell Like Crazy. I ordered for it and I'd even forgotten. I think it was during the lockdown, right? I ordered for the book and the book came in maybe October or November. I'd even forgotten. You see, when the person came from the post office and said, I'm asking for Akintola Samuel, you ordered for a book. I said, I didn't order for any book. So when the person said, you did order for a book titled Sell Like Crazy, I said, oh yeah, I'd even forgotten I ordered for that book. So Splendid packaging does a very good job. My book comes safe, right, with no chip at the edge and stuff like that. So today I want to talk about your best year ever. Your best year ever, right? A 5-step plan for achieving your most important goals. I strongly believe this is March 2021. This particular, episode is recorded in March 2021, and I believe the year, right, is still very young. The year is still very young. You still have the opportunity of setting goals for the year. It is necessary for you to have goals for your life. It is necessary for you to have a plan. You see, you can't just afford to go into the year, go into the month, go into the next quarter without having a plan, right? In this book, you see, I've learned about that before now, right? About the importance of writing down your goals and everything. So that's not what I want to talk about. But you see, let me just, there was something I read, I think that's on page 104. You see, about the importance of written goals. It says there's a commonly cited Ivy League study that supposedly shows writing down goals help us achieve them. He said the problem is it's phony, and when people discover this, they sometimes think the benefits of writing down our goals are fake too. But no, you see, and I know that this stuff is talking about, I've read it in a couple of books too, but later they discovered it was a made-up story, right? But the one that's actually true was a research that was conducted by Professor Gil Matthews. Matthews, right, of Dominican University, right, that's in California. She conducted her own study not long ago and confirmed the power of writing down our goals. She recruited 267 entrepreneurs, executives, artists, healthcare professionals, educators, attorneys, and other professionals from several different countries. She divided them into 5 groups and tracked them over several weeks. Matthews discovered, among other things, that the mere act of writing one's goals boosted achievement by 42%. Can you beat that? Now, this is, empirical validation by Professor Gil Matthews of Dominican University, right, of California. You can do a research on her. This one is not phony. This is actually real. So she actually discovered that writing down your goals, right, gives you a possibility and the potential of achieving it, by 42%. 42%. So that's a lot. 42% is a lot, right? So if you've not been writing down your goals, if you don't just have your goals in your mind, I want to do this, I want to do that, you are shortchanging yourself. You need a journal or a device, right, where you write down your goals and you look at it, right, consistently. One of the things I do is everywhere in my office, right, I have, a whiteboard where I write down the things I want to do. I even have one in my room, right? So anything we want to do as a family, together with my wife, we write it down. What do we want to do this month? What do we want to do next month? So we write these things down on a whiteboard, and as we get these things done, we tick them off. Right? So we have goals for the month of March, goals for the month of April, go for the year 2021, go for the next quarter, right? So it's very important to set goals, and it's much more important to write it down, because one of the importance of writing down your goals is that it keeps you from being distracted, right? Oftentimes people veer off their plan because they can't even remember the plans they made in the first place. But the part that blew my mind when I came across it was the SMARTER framework. Now, for so many years, when I started reading books on success, goal setting, that's like over 15 years ago now, right? I learned that you need to set SMART goals, right? SMART goals, your goals has to be specific, measurable, I can't even remember what the A is for now. I think attainable or something like that. Then the R is realistic, and I think the T stands for time bound, right? This is very, amazing. But another research has been done that actually reveals to us that the SMART framework is not as powerful as the SMARTER framework. Now, what do I mean by the SMARTER framework? In this book by Michael Hyatt, very powerful author, right? If you can listen to his podcast, I think the podcast is now, when I started listening to his podcast, it was This Is Your Life. That was many years ago. I think over 6 years ago. This Is Your Life by Michael Hyatt. But the podcast is now Lead to Win, right? With Michael Hyatt and Gail. I think his wife is Gail. All right. Megan Miller, no, I can't remember, but maybe I'll just put the link below, right? Michael Hyatt, Lead to Win, right? This is just a book review, so as it comes to my mind, the title of the book is Your Best Year Ever, just like I said earlier, by Michael Hyatt, right? So the SMARTER framework says that your goal has to be specific, it has to be measurable, it has to be actionable, it has to be risky, it has to be time keyed, it has to be exciting, and it also has to be relevant. Now, what does that mean? It simply means you have to know what you want to achieve. That talks about being specific, right? The measurable part simply means, how do you measure it? Saying something like, I want to lose weight is not measurable. If you lose 1 kg, have you lost weight? So how much weight do you want to lose, right? That's talking about being measurable. If you say, for instance, I want to save money this month, that's not a measurable goal. How much do you want to save? Actionable, that's the one I love. The SMART framework says achievable, but the SMARTER framework says actionable. It simply means when you are writing, when you are writing your goals, it has to be actionable in the sense that it must contain a verb, right? So you can't say your goal is effective, has been effectively written until there is a verb. For instance, if you say, I want to lose weight, that goal is not complete, right? It's not actionable. When you say, I'm going to lose weight by walking, 10 minutes every day when I get back from work, now that's action. You've already, told us or told yourself the action you are going to take that's going to drive the fulfillment, right, of that goal. And it says risky. That is, your goal has to take you out of your comfort zone, right? You can't afford to set goals that you know that even if you don't apply much effort, you are definitely going to achieve. And time key simply talks about when do you want to achieve it? When do you want to achieve it? Then when are you going to do the actions that will help you or drive the fulfillment of that goal? And it also talks about exciting, which is what the SMART framework does not have, right? So it simply means you're never going to achieve a goal that you are not excited about. Are you really excited about the plan you're making? So if you say, oh, I want to buy a car, and you say, I want to buy maybe a Range Rover or maybe a Toyota Camry, are you excited about the car that you want to buy? Are you looking forward to buying the car, or you just wrote it because, okay, this is a car everybody drives, right? Or this is a car that's going to make a statement? Are you excited about it? And I love the R part of this framework, of the SMARTer framework. It talks about the fact that your goal has to be relevant. That is, in this stage of your life, does that goal make sense? So for instance, the goal a nursing mother is going to set should be different from the goal a single is going to set. Their goal has to be different. Now, these are the shortcomings of the SMART framework that the SMARTer framework addresses, right? So when you say something is relevant, it simply means it addresses this, particular season of your life, right? It takes it into account. So for instance, if you have 4 kids between the ages of 1 and 10, and you say, you know what, every morning I'm going to pray 3 hours before I go to work, you already know that goal is not going to work. It's not going to work, right? You're just going to shoot yourself in the foot, and over time you're going to get guilty with yourself and throw the goal out of the window, right? So these are some of the things I learned in this book. There are so many things to learn in this book, so I'd encourage you, get your copy, right? Get your copy, Your Best Year Yet, no, Your Best Year Ever by Michael Hyatt. Fantastic book. It's an old book, right? I think the book was written maybe 2017, if I'm 2018, right? 2018, and this is 2021, but you can still get it on Amazon. So go get your copy and make sure you read it, and let me know if you've read it. Let me know what you learned in the book in the comments below. Let me know what you learned in the book, right? Are there things maybe you also learned, right, from the SMARTer framework that just blew your mind? Let me know. Write about it in the comment below. All right, so next week Tuesday we're going to be reviewing another book. Remember to subscribe to this channel and turn on your notifications. All right, enjoy the rest of your week. Bye for now.